Hello students. So students, in the previous class in the chapter that is body movement, we were talking about the different types of bones. Okay. So you see the different types of bones, it means you see that our body basically made up of all the different kind of bones. They join together and they form a framework. And that framework is known as a bony framework, and it is this bony framework which help in making the human skeleton. Okay, so our human skeleton, it consisting of a different kind of bones. Now if you look at the human skeleton, students, so human skeleton basically consisting of a different types of a bone, and they differ from each other in respect to shape, in respect to size. And if you look, see students, the first bone which is present at the head of the human body is known as a skull. From the skull, you see another kind of a bone is attached with it, that is known as a backbone. If we talk about the backbone, students, so backbone basically is a very important as it provides strength to the body as well as it provides the flexibility. It makes the body to walk, it makes the body to sit. So backbone is provides the strength and provide flexibility to the body. Then the next bone is the rib cage. Rib cage basically you can say is a chest bone, students. Okay, and this bone, it started from the backbone and finally it end and met at the another kind of a bone, that is breastbone. And when this rib cage started from the backbone and meet at a point, ultimately it will form a cage like a structure, and that is known as a rib cage. It is present at the chest portion, so we call it a rib, and since it make a cage like a structure, so we will use the term for it, that is known as a rib cage. Now another bone is there, that is known as the breastbone. So all the ribs, they attach to that of the breastbone. Okay. Now you see, one more thing is there. If you see the skull, before we go further, let me remind you about the skull. So skull is what? You see, skull is having two eye sockets, and upper jaw is there and lower jaw is there. This much the thing which is present in that of the skull. Now when you move below, student, you will find that the other bones are also there, which include the hip bone and that of the leg bone. Now we were talking in that of our arms. So you see, students, arms are basically attached to another kind of a bone, that is known as a shoulder bone. And you are knowing that this shoulder bone is consisting of two type of a thing. The first one is the shoulder blade, and the another thing is that of the, so shoulder blade is there, and the another kind of a bone which is present in that of the shoulder bone is the collar bone. So you see, student, collar bone is there and shoulder blade is there. Now the next kind of a part, that is the arms. If we talk about the arm, basically this arm is divided into three parts, and that we had discussed yesterday. That is the upper arm, lower arm, hand. Upper arm is what, students? It is the upper part of the arm, you can see, which is attached with that of the shoulder blade, and then the other part is the elbow. So from that of the shoulder to the elbow, that portion is called as the upper arm. Okay, so upper arm is basically attached with that of the shoulder blade, and this shoulder blade is attached with the collarbone. So collarbone is there here, students, and this is the shoulder blade. So shoulder blade and that of the collarbone are attached together, and from that of the shoulder blade our arms are attached, or we can say that arms are attached to the shoulder bone, and the kind of a joint they have, that is ball and socket joint. Ball and socket joint. So the kind of a joint they have is the ball and socket joint. If we talk about the lower arm, so this lower arm basically starts from the elbow and it reaches to the wrist of the hand. Okay, so starting from the elbow to the wrist of the hand, that will says that of the lower arm. And hand is what, student? Which is started from the wrist to the finger, that is our hand. Now let us see that what kind of a bones is present in the upper arm. So basically in the upper arm there is only one bone is present. Okay, and the name of the bone is called as a humerus. So we can write it single bone called humerus, called as humerus. So upper arm consisting of a single bone, that is known as a humerus. Now let us see the other two parts. Lower arm. If we look after the lower arm, students, so this lower arm started from the elbow to the hand to the wrist. So it is consisting of two bones, that is radius and ulna. Okay, so two bones are there, students. Okay, called radius and ulna. Radius and ulna is there. Now the upper bone is connected to that of the lower bone, or we can say the kind of a joint these both of them have is the hinge joint. We will discuss about the joint, students. Let us simply just know that a hinge joint, actually hinge, you have listened this word especially for the door. You have seen that a kind of a hinge is there in the door by which you can open or close the door only in one direction. Okay, the same thing here also. Either you can move it in the up direction or in the lower direction. You are not able to move it into the opposite direction. Only you can move in the upward or to the downward, but not in the opposite one. So such kind of a joint is known as a hinge joint. The same thing happened with the door. You will open it, you can close it, but you cannot move it into the another direction. So that kind of a joint is a hinge joint. Now if we talk about the next part of that of the arm, student, and that is hand. If we look at the hand, very small bones are present in our wrist. A lot of bones are present in our wrist. Then other bones are also present in our hand, and the rest of the small bones are present in our fingers. Okay, so that is why we are able to move. So small bones, they join together and ultimately they make the finger. So we can write it various small bones joined together to form hand. This will includes what? Wrist, palm and fingers. Wrist, palms and fingers. So these are the different kind of parts of the hand, including the wrist and the palm and finger. They all consisting of very small bones, and these small bones, they join together to form a hand. So this is all about the arm, students. Upper arm is there, lower arm is there, and hand is there. Upper arm, it started from the shoulder and it is connected to the lower arm by elbow. And this upper arm, it's consisting of only one type of a bone, only a single bone is present there, and that is known as humerus. In case of a lower arm, there are two bones are present. It started from your elbow to the wrist of your hand, wrist of your arm, and it consisting of two bones. When you see students, when you find in the X-ray report also, you will see that this portion of the arm, this lower arm, consisting of two bones, that is known as radius and ulna. And finally, hand is there. So hand consisting of a wrist. This is the wrist portion. Then the palm portion is there. And finally, the fingers are also there. Okay. So wrist, palm, and fingers, they all consisting of a very small bones. They join together in it. So this is about the upper part. Now let us move and try to understand the lower limb. So we had discussed about the upper arm, students, about the arm. Now let us try to see that of the lower limb. This is the upper limb and lower limb. Forelimb, you can say, or hind limb. Basically forelimb and hind limb we use for the animals. So here in the case of a human being, we can also use it as a upper arm and lower arm. Now upper limb or lower limb. So the next one is about the lower limb. What is the lower limb, students? So here we are talking about the bones, about the legs only. So so the bone from the bones which is attached to the our hip bone, and from the hip bone to our foot, or you can say feet, that is the lower limb. Okay, we will call it as the legs. So the lower limb of the body on which the person walk, we can say. Okay, so what is the lower limb? If we have to write the definition of the lower limb, so the lower limb is that part through which a person walk, that is known as legs also. So the lower limb is that part of the body on which the person walk. So the lower limb is that part on which a person walk, also called as legs. So you are knowing that legs is that part of the body which help us to walk. So how many legs are there? There are 2 legs in the human being. There are 2 legs in the human beings, and these 2 legs are basically attached to the hip bone. You are knowing that your legs are, it is at the lower part of the body. So ultimately it is attached to the hip bone. Okay, so we can write it. The 2 legs are attached to the hip bone by which joint? By ball and socket joint. Okay, so the 2 legs which is attached to that of the to the hip bone, and that is attached by each other through a joint, and that is ball and socket joint. So it's the same joint we have seen in case of our arm also, that our arm is attached to the shoulder by ball and socket joint, and the same thing we will see in case of the lower legs to that of the hip bone. So our lower limb, our lower legs are attached to that of the hip bone, and the joint is the ball and socket joint. Now, if we see our legs, so our legs are also divided into the three, like we have seen in case of a hand. Okay, so you see the legs are also consisting of three parts. It is consisting of three parts, and that is the upper leg, then lower leg, upper leg is there, then lower leg is there, and finally foot is there. Foot. So upper leg, lower leg and foot, these are the three parts of the legs. Okay, so if we see, the legs are divided into three parts. Now let us try to understand all the parts of the legs one by one. So we will start with that of the upper leg, then we move to the lower leg, and finally to the foot. Now see here students, the upper leg. So the upper leg is from that of the hip to the knee. Okay, so hip, knee is what's a kind of an elbow only. You see that portion through which we can fold our legs. So upper leg is from the hip to the knee. Upper leg. It is from the hip to the knee. Okay, it is from the hip to that of the knee. Like we have seen in case of the upper arm, it is from the shoulder to the elbow. Elbow is that part which we can move it. Okay, it's a kind of a joint where the two arms, the two parts of the arms, they join together. The same thing here also. The upper leg, it is from the hip to that of the knee. Now what kind of a bone is present here? This also consisting of a one bone, and that bone is known as the femur or thigh bone. Okay, it is consisting of one bone called as femur or thigh bone. Okay, so it is consisting of only one bone called as femur or that of the thigh bone. So from hip to the knee, the upper leg is there, and it consisting of one bone, that is from the femur, called as femur or that of the thigh bone. Okay, so it is called as femur or thigh bone. Let me tell you one more thing, students, that femur or thigh bone is considered to be the longest bone in that of a human body. So we will call it femur is considered to be the longest bone in the human body. Okay, so femur is considered to be the longest bone in that of the human body. Okay, so this is the first one, that is the upper leg, student, or upper part of the leg. Upper leg, it is from the hip to that of the knee, and the name of the bone which is present in that of the upper, or the thigh bone, we can say, because the bone which is present in the thigh, so that is why we use the term for it, that is thigh bone, and it is the longest bone in that of the human being, human skeleton. So next one is the lower leg. So upper leg is over, now lower leg. Lower leg is from that of the knee to the ankle, because we have seen the first case, in case of upper leg, it is from the hip to that of the knee. So obviously the lower leg will also start from that of the knee to the ankle. Okay, so like we have a wrist here, so ankle is also there, so we can write it. It is from the knee to the ankle. Okay, so it is from that of the knee to the ankle. Now what is there in the lower leg, means how many bones are present in that of the lower leg, or how many bones constitute the lower leg. So basically here also, like in case of a lower arm, 2 bones are present. Okay, and that is tibia and fibula. Okay, so we can write it, the lower leg consisting of 2 bones in it. 2 bones in it, called as fibia and tibula. Fibia and tibula. Fibia is there and tibula is there. These are the 2 bones. In case of upper arm students, we have seen the 2 bones are there. Lower arm, that is radius and ulna. In case of a lower leg, 2 bones are there, that is called fibia and tibula. Now same here students, the upper arm and the lower arm is attached to each other at a point called elbow, and the joint between these two is a kind of a hinge joint. Now if we talk in case of a upper leg and the lower leg, so upper leg and lower leg consisting, lower leg joined together by hinge joint. Joined together by hinge joint. Joined together by hinge joint. So here also you have seen students, hinge joint. So you see that you are able to fold your legs only in one direction. You cannot fold in the upper direction. Only if it is a knee is there students. So you can fold your leg in this direction. You cannot fold in the upper direction. So we can say that since we can fold only in one direction, so that kind of a joint is the hinge joint. Okay, which is present. That kind of a joint is also present in our elbow. Finally, we will talk about that of the foot. Okay, which is the third part of the leg. Okay, foot. So foot also consisting of a various small bones are present there. Okay, so foot is the next one, and if we talk about the foot, it consists of various small bones. Various small bones are present here, students. So we can say various small bones are present. Small bones are present, including, what are the different parts of the foot? Including ankle, which is the first part. Then students, the middle foot is also there, middle part of the foot. In the hand, we call it as a palm. But here we got the middle part of the foot. And finally, toes. Okay. So foot consisting of various bones, and that bones are present in either in the ankle or in the middle part of the foot or even in the toes. Now if we talk about the knee, student, so there is a kind of a knee cap. This knee is covered with a cap that is called as a knee cap, and the term we use for a knee cap is called patella. Okay, so we can write it. There is also a knee cap called patella. So whenever this term will come, students, that is patella, that you will understand it is what? It is the knee cap. Okay, so this was about the foot, that how foot is divided, and all the different kind of bones. So elementary knowledge of the different kind of bones which is present in the skull, and that of the backbone or the rib cage, or even in the hip bone, arms, shoulder bone, which is divided into two, collarbone and shoulder blade. Then arms are there, which is divided into three, upper arm, lower arm and hand. Upper arm, students, consisting of a humerus, lower arm consisting of a radius ulna, and the third one is the hand consisting of various small bones are present there. In case of a leg is also divided into two, that is the upper leg is there, then the lower leg is there. So upper leg consisting of a one bone, single bone is there, that is known as the femur or thigh bone. It is considered to be the longest bone, students, that is found in the human body. Then the lower leg is there. That lower leg is started from the knee to that of the ankle, and that consisting of two different types of a bone, that is fibia and tibia. There was a radius ulna, here it is fibia and tibia. And finally, foot is there. That foot is also divided into the various bones. It means the various bones, they join together to form the foot. Okay. Now you see the foot, if you look at the foot, so ankle is there, the middle part of the foot is there, and the toes are there, which we call as the fingers of the legs. So toes are there. Now they all are divided, the small kind of a bones, they join together and ultimately they form the foot. Now if we look at the joint, students, so we have seen here few of the joint, although we will discuss about the joint in the next section, in that when we move forward in this chapter. So you see that we have seen that here in this case, you see, students, that the bones they join together to form a joint. So especially if you see the upper portion of your bone, the upper arm or arms, they are attached to the shoulder, and both of them join together through a joint, and that joint is called as a ball and socket joint. Why it is known as a ball and socket joint? Let me tell you one thing, that we are able to move it in any of the direction, and such kind of a movement, such kind of a joint in which the part of the body can be moved in any direction, that is known as the ball and socket joint. Now this ball and socket joint, it is basically present in the shoulder and the means it is present the between the joint of the shoulder and that of the arm, and that is why we are able to move our hand in any of the direction. Now the same kind of a joint you will find in the leg with that of the hip bone. So hip bone is attached to the legs by the this this ball and socket joint. Now the upper arm is attached to the lower arm by another kind of a joint that is known as a hinge joint. And the upper leg is attached to the lower leg by a joint that is also known as a hinge joint. In case of a hinge joint, we have seen that we can move the body part only in one direction. Okay, and the same thing happened in the lower leg also, the upper leg, lower leg, they join together, but you have seen the knee is there and knee make the movement of the leg only in one direction. The same thing with that of the elbow. There is a kneecap also, that is also known as patella. In the next section, in the next class, we will talking about the function of the skeleton and then the other different types of bones also.